everybody, it's Emily at ARG Schooling, and today I'm going to be showing you my November TBR. So I have a fairly ambitious TBR this month. My October reading wasn't as strong as I'd hoped it would be, but I still read a lot of great stuff. So I'm hoping to get to a lot of good things this month. So let's just dive right in and see what I'm reading. So first up, I'm finishing up The Year of the Witching this week because I have a live show for the ARG Book Club and I need to finish it. So yeah, I didn't finish this in October. I'm about 90 pages in, I think, and I'm really enjoying it. I had a really rough week last week, so I didn't get to finish it as I'd hoped. But I'm feeling much better, so I'm hoping this week I can get a lot of reading done. This is a story about witches. I wish I could talk more about it, but I feel kind of like this is a story you need to go into blind because I did, and I'm really enjoying having no idea what's happening here. This was the ARG Book Club selection for October, and the live show is going to be this weekend, I believe November 6th. If I get that wrong, I'll put the correct date down below, but I'm pretty sure that's Saturday. So I'm excited to finish this up and talk to everybody about it. I'm reading Mockingjay, the final book in the Hunger Games trilogy, with Regina this month. We finished Catching Fire last week and watched the movie, and so now the plan is to finish this last book and watch both movies. We're listening to the audiobook for this because I just really loved the audiobook for Catching Fire and just wanted more of that. So I was excited that we could get our hands on a copy of that. And I also started reading this with her. This is History Smashers: The Mayflower by Kate Messner. I picked up a couple of the other History Smashers books, but we haven't really read them yet. So I decided, since this was timely and it's also where we happen to be in our history studies, which I love that. That's so serendipitous when that happens. It was totally unintentional. We just happen to have gotten behind on some things. So we've only just now made it to the Mayflower and that sort of thing. So we're going to be reading this for the next few weeks so I can kind of see what I think. I bought this with the intention of maybe at some point redoing the Thanksgiving unit with it, but I don't know yet if that's a thing, because I wanted to read it first, so we're reading it, and then I'll make a decision on that. But so far we've only gotten through the first chapter, so I don't really have an opinion, but this is what we'll be reading for the next couple of weeks. I'm desperate to get to The City Beautiful by Aidan Polydoros. I got this was a new release in October, and I'm just so excited to read it. This is Jewish, this is queer, this is to do with the Chicago World's Fair, and there's some kind of murder mystery involved, and it sounds so good. So I've just been dying to pick it up, and I kind of feel like this is a great November book. I don't know why. Maybe it's the colors. I don't know. I just really want to pick this up. So that's on my TBR. I am planning on reading The Outsiders. And I have this really yucky looking copy because this is my husband's copy from high school. And I'm like, ugh, such a teenage boy. Look, he wrote all over it. You can't really tell, but his name's on the side. If you open it, he's got his name in it in 5 different places. I'm just like, why did you write all over this? So perhaps I'll buy myself a new copy if I enjoy it, but this is my classic that I'm reading for the Build Your Library Reading Challenge, and I'm excited because I've never read it. But also I have Bad Girls Never Say Die by Jennifer Matthew, and this is her gender-bent, all-girls take retelling of The Outsiders. So I'm so excited to read this, so I have to read this first. So I might do a vlog if you guys were interested at all in my thoughts on the comparisons and just my thoughts on this. I've never even seen the movie. I don't really know what it is. So I've heard it's like Grease without the singing, which I love Grease. I want to pick up The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. I've kind of barely been participating in Buzzwordathon all year. I've done maybe 8 of the challenges. I haven't hit it every month. My goal was to read a book each month that fit the theme. This month's word is lost, a book with lost in the title. So I happen to have purchased this recently, and I've been really wanting to get to it. So I don't know if this is going to happen or not, but I'm hoping because I really do want to read it. I, again, don't really know too much about what this is besides I know it's historical fiction and I know it jumps in back and forth in time, but I really don't know more than that it has to do with an apothecary, which is apparently lost. So, super informative review, Emily. I really want to pick up Bruiser by Neal Shusterman. This is a book I've owned for a really long time, and I've heard Neal Shusterman say that he wishes more people would read this, so I'm like, oh, I have it. I really want to pick it up before the end of the year. Again, don't really know what this is about, besides that I think it's something to do with a person who can't touch other people without causing pain or something like that. I'm probably getting that completely wrong, but that's sort of what I think it's about. But yeah, I love Neal Shusterman's writing, and I've been wanting more. And he does have a new book coming out this month, but I don't know if I'm going to get to it this month. But Roxy comes out really soon, like next week, I think. So I've been kind of like about it. Like, I didn't love Game Changer. I don't know how I feel about the premise of Roxy. It sounds really strange. So I'm going in kind of unsure of that, but I definitely want to pick this up first. I'm planning on reading The Marrow Thieves by Sherry Dimmeline. I've had this on my TBR for a while. I actually started this not that long ago, maybe last year sometime, and I had to set it aside because I just had too many other things I needed to pick up at that time, and I just sort of forgot that I was reading it. So I really want to pick this back up because I enjoyed the part that I did read. I'm probably going to start it over because I honestly don't even remember at this point what was happening or where I stopped, because there's not a bookmark. I must have taken it out. Well, I don't know why I did that. But I know I got like a third of the way in, so I'm going to just start it over. But this is a sort of global warming story. It's about climate change, but it's also about the effects of climate change on the indigenous population and something to do with their dreams. And I don't really know exactly what's going on here because I can't remember what I read when I started it last year, but I really want to pick this up. And also there's a sequel that just came out, and I'm like, I didn't even know there was going to be a sequel to this. So I don't even remember what it's called now. I just saw something about it the other day and I was like, well, wait a minute. But I didn't pre-order it or buy it or anything because I have still not read this. It's also November, which means Nonfiction November, and I was looking at my shelves and trying to decide, and I'm already feeling a little bit overwhelmed with my TBR as it is, but I wanted to try to get to some nonfiction. On my Kindle, I started reading The Five. I don't know how I feel about it yet. It's a little slower than I thought it was going to be going in, but I think I need to stop trying to read it at night because it's just hard to get through when I'm tired. But it's really interesting. That has to do with Jack the Ripper's victims and like telling their story and kind of correcting the history around them and their deaths. I also have two graphic novels that I really like to get to. Both of them are nonfiction. I have Sapienza graphic history. This I've read the actual book. Really excited to finally read the graphic novels. I just got the sequel that came out this past week, and I'm really excited to get to it, but I have to read this one first. So this is like a big history of the world. It's beautifully illustrated, colorful, so I'm excited to pick this up. I also have been like staring at this on my shelf for the last like couple of weeks, and I decided I should just read it. And that is The Cartoon History of the United States by Larry Gonick. I read his other cartoon history books, love them, just have never picked this one up. I had it in my pile when I was writing level 12 for Build Your Library, and just there was too many things. So I pulled this out and was just like, not now. But I really want to read it sometime, so it is a little bit long, but it's a graphic novel, so I'm thinking it'll probably read really fast. I'm also listening to Mythos as an audiobook. That's by Stephen Fry, and it's really good so far, but I haven't really had a chance to do a ton of listening with that because I've just had too many other things going on, and my house is too noisy, but I do really want us to pick that back up and finish it in the next little bit because that's really interesting. It's his retelling of the Greek mythology, and it just, he's such a great storyteller, and it's all written so well, and he's the narrator, and it's so good. So I'm really enjoying listening to that. So yeah, that is my pretty ambitious TBR for the month of November. I don't know how much of this I'm actually going to get to, but I'm excited to see where I end up by the end of the month. This is always a really busy time of year too, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. My kids are going to be home on their break in a couple of weeks, so in like 3 weeks, Sarah and Robbie will be home. And then everything descends into the holiday chaos. So I don't know how everything's gonna work out, but we'll see. So thanks so much for watching. Let me know down below, what are you planning on reading in November? Do you have any exciting plans? Let me know, and I'd love to chat about it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy reading. Bye.